And now I'm going to make her arms. And for that, I'm going to need my string that I told you about. So here we are here. And I've cut off about, I mean, I don't think we'll actually need this amount of length, but I've cut off about, I'd say maybe between 20 and 25 centimetres of string. And then I'm going to pop her head back on. It will keep falling off because we haven't fastened it yet, and there is a reason for that, so don't worry. So here's our piece of string. If you find the midpoint of the string by folding it in half, and then on the back of your torso, so my one is quite easy to see because I've got this lump here and I've got this lump here, so her back of her torso is going to be here, as in like across the back of our shoulders. That's where you want to stick this. So I'm going to find across the back of her shoulders. See, that's her front here. That's her back here. If it's easier, you could get your pencil and you could actually mark an F. I think it's backwards, isn't it, for you? But yeah, and a B. So it's obvious what the back and the front is. That can sometimes be useful, I find, with puppet making of any kind. So on the back of her, around the back of her shoulders, I'm going to just masking tape that across till there. So that's like her kind of shoulder blades, I guess. So that, like that. And yes, you want about the same amount of string hanging down either side afterwards. I'm actually going to use quite a bit of masking tape to really secure this. So just to show you, her head's come off again, but like this is the back, and I'm just adding another bit of masking tape, just a few pieces, just to make sure that's quite nice and secure. We will be paper mache in this, so don't worry, it will be nice and secure at the end, but just for now we want to keep it as temporarily secure. And there's about the same amount of string either side there. So that's her back that you can see. And as you can see, it's kind of starting to take shape, isn't it? It's just coming together. So now for the arms, I'm going to again use our Old Faithful tin foil. And as you can see with Mr. Merchant, he's got these string arms. And so you've got bits of foil here that are obviously covered in the masking tape, then paper. And the middle bit here is left just the string, and that acts as a nice little joint. So that's what we're going to make now. And obviously the bit of string is left, a little tiny bit of string is left there as a joint for there. So my surface is getting very messy. But yeah, so I'm going to just take a scrap of tin foil. Now, this is probably about maybe 15 centimetres by 8 centimetres maybe. I'm going to fold it in half. Because really we want the pieces of our top part of the arms here. Mine are a bit exaggerated, so my top part of the arms are quite a lot smaller than my bottom part, which is fine, but you might want them maybe the same length, or like our... you know, in sort of real life, our the top part here and this part are roughly about the same, with a little bit more length for the hand, as you can see. So yeah, so I'm going to make the top part of mine about this width, which I reckon is about 5 centimetres. Then I'm going to get my little lady, her string arm, and then the bit nearest her torso, that's where I'm going to start doing the top part of the arm. So I'm going to place the tin foil on it and just wrap the first part of the tin foil around it. No, I'm not, sorry. I'm going to place it on like that. Oh, can you see? Place it on like that, and then I'm going to just put some tape across there to fix it firmly to the tin foil, making sure that you leave about maybe a centimetre of, yeah, maybe not quite a centimetre, but a few millimetres to a centimetre of string there without any tin foil on. So I'm just going to stick that to there. Bit of that. That's like that. And then, so we've still got this length left, which is what we need, so that's good. And then I'm just going to wrap this tinfoil around. And this bit can be a bit fiddly, and sometimes this can start to come off a bit, but that's okay because we will be sticking that more firmly in a bit. So I'm going to wrap this like so, and then I'm going to do the same for the bottom part. So the bottom part we need to leave just a little bit of string so that the you know, there's still a bit of joint there, and then I'm just going to wrap the rest of this in tinfoil, and we can extend past this rope now. Yeah, and I'm going to also add the hand to that. So another small-ish piece of tinfoil. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm actually going to make this width just a little bit wider than I made the top part of the arm. So yeah, there we are. I might just fold that again. So it's got my masking tape. 2 small bits. So again, just leaving a little bit of string exposed for the joint. And then wrap it up. And if you, so I'm going to wrap mine at a very slight angle. Actually, just pretend it doesn't say that. Yeah, I'm wrapping mine at a very slight angle so that it kind of opens up a bit as it goes down. I'll show you what I mean. So it's a bit wider at the end, so it's a bit more like a hand. Obviously you can slightly shape the end and make it a bit more hand-like if you like. I'm going to be a bit lazy. I'm just going to kind of keep it a bit like a spade. Basically made a little spade at the end. Now again, this might look quite eccentric and strange, but hopefully by the end it will look okay. I'm sure it will. So here we are. This is our basic arm, and we're just going to do exactly the same for the next arm as well. Remembering, yeah, that's my back, that's my front. So I'm going to do the same again. Now, as you can see, this arm is much longer than this arm, and the joint is in a slightly different place. The good thing about tinfoil is that you can kind of scrunch it up and stuff, so you can slightly change that. So I'm going to slightly, just where the string is there, I'm just going to pull the tinfoil down a little bit and just sort of squash it at the top there so that more, that's it. And then obviously this is much longer than this. So I'm going to compare them, and I'm just going to rip off the bit. I'm going to compare them. Got to be about that big, so I'm going to rip that bit off. Or you cut it if you can't rip it. And again, I'm just going to like shape it so that this end bit is slightly thicker. A bit like a spade, but just so it's more like a hand. And you know, you can see how they hang. And then you can kind of shape the hands too. So obviously this hand looks like it's coming out a bit, so I'm going to bend it so that it's more going into her body like that. Something like that. Again, try the head, see how it looks. She's looking okay, isn't she?